Hello students. Today we are just continuing your previous chapter, so let's get started. Class 6, we are continuing your chapter number 10, that is basic geometrical concepts. Okay? And today we are doing your side, vertices and diagonals of a polygon. I have drawn a polygon over here. As you can see that it is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides. So 5-sided polygon is known as your pentagon. Okay? So this is a polygon. Why? Because it is a figure which is entirely made up of line segments. A closed figure entirely made up of line segment is known as your polygons. So today we are first we will study about your sides. Now what are the sides? The line segment forming a polygon. You can see that these line segment AB, BC, CD, DE, EA are joining together to form a polygon. So what are the sides of polygon? These are your AB, BC, CD, DE, and last one is your EA. So how many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is a 5-sided polygon known as pentagon. Now next is your vertices. Now what are your vertices? The point where the two line segments join. Okay, you can see that this line segment EA and AB are joining over here. Okay, so these are your vertices. So how many vertices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what are the name of your vertices? That is your A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so these are your vertices. Next, we are having adjacent sides. Okay, now what is your adjacent side? When two sides have a common endpoint. Okay, so I have taken the two sides like AB and BC. You can see that point B is common in both of them. AB and BC, B is common. So the adjacent sides are AB and your BC. Clear? Similarly, BC and CD, they have C as a common endpoint. So side BC and CD. But if I write AB and CD, so they are not adjacent. Why? Because you can see that AB is having this ending point, one is A, another one is B, but CD is having C and D. So no, they don't have any common endpoint, so they are not adjacent. Clear? Next we are having adjacent vertices. Now what are your adjacent vertices? You can see this side AB. Okay, so the two endpoint of a side like A and B, these are your adjacent vertices A and B. Another one is your B and next one C. Okay, B and C. But if I write A and C, then these are not adjacent. Why? Because A is here and C is here. You can see they don't have they both are not a point of a same line segment. So this is not your adjacent vertices. Next we are having your diagonals. The line segment formed by joining the non-adjacent vertices. So what are your diagonals? The line segments which are formed by joining the non-adjacent vertices. Now I told you that what are your adjacent vertices, like A and B is your adjacent vertices, but in your definition I have written the line segment formed by joining the non-adjacent vertices. So A and C are non-adjacent vertices. So if I join A and C like this, okay, I extend and I join A and C. Now B and E is your non-adjacent. So again I am joining B and E. Okay, now D and A. And D and B. Clear? Now E and C. So if you join the non-adjacent vertices like A and C, I have joined, A and D I have joined. Why I have not joined A and B? Because A and B and A and E are the adjacent vertices. So what we are getting? First we are getting AC. So you will write AC, then your BE, okay, then your EC, next is your AD, and then we are having BD. It means how many diagonals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clear? So what are your diagonals? The line segment formed by joining the non-adjacent vertices. Clear? Next we are having triangle. So I have drawn a triangle over here. We know that a triangle is a polygon having 3 sides, 1, 2, 3 and 3 vertices. That is your A, B and C. Now we will study that what is an altitude. Okay. The perpendicular line segment from a vertex of a triangle to the opposite side. Okay. Now here perpendicular means 90 degree. Okay. Line segment from a vertex of a triangle. So I told you a triangle is having 3 vertices. Okay. So I have drawn from one vertex. You can see from one vertex I have drawn a perpendicular line to the opposite side BC. Why it is perpendicular? Because here it is forming an angle of 90 degree. So this is called your altitude. A perpendicular line drawn from one vertex to the opposite side of a triangle. Similarly, you can draw perpendicular from C to the side AB. Okay. You can draw perpendicular like this from C to side AB and from B to side AC. Okay, if you draw perpendicular like this, so these are also the altitude of a triangle. It means a triangle is having 1, 2, 3. 3 altitudes. Here I have drawn an altitude AD which is perpendicular to line P, line segment BC. Clear? Next we are having your median. Now what is a median? The line segment joining a vertex of a triangle to the midpoint of the opposite side is called a median. Okay. So when you draw a line segment from one vertex of a triangle such that it falls on the another opposite side and divide the opposite side into 2 equal parts. What is the meaning of midpoint? It means this line segment AD is dividing BC into 2 equal parts. It means BD is equals to BC. Okay. So when a line segment joining a vertex of a triangle to the midpoint of the opposite side, then this line segment is said to be your median. It means AD is your median. Why? Because you have drawn AD from one vertex and it is dividing the opposite side into 2 equal parts. That is your BD and DC. Okay. As you know, the triangle is having 3 altitudes. In the same way, the triangle is having 3 medians. You can draw another median from here to here and one median from here to here. Such that this part, okay, if I consider this median as E and this one as F, it means your BE is equals to EA and CF is equals to AF. Okay, so a median is drawn from one vertex and it divides the opposite side into 2 equal parts, or it joins the vertex of a triangle to the opposite midpoint of the opposite sides. Clear? Students, next you are having your quadrilateral. Okay, I told you that any 4-sided figure. Okay, if I have drawn a 4-sided figure, this is your quadrilateral. Now you have to study the opposite side, adjacent angle and opposite angle of a quadrilateral by yourself. It is given in page number 216. Okay, you have to study by yourself. Next we are having circle. Now what is a circle? A circle is a collection of all those points, say P, each of which is at a constant distance from a fixed point in that plane. Okay, now what is the meaning of this definition? I have drawn a circle over here. Okay, and you can see that this is an arc, a continuous arc. Okay, so here I am having so many points and I consider one point as P. Okay, I am taking one point as P. So a circle is a collection of all those points, say P. I have taken one point as P, which is at a constant distance from a fixed point. This is the fixed point. Okay, and this P point is at a constant distance from this fixed point. Whether you will take this P over here or you take a point P over here, they all are at a constant distance from a fixed point. Clear? This distance from a fixed point to the boundary of the circle, or you can say to any point P to a circle, is known as your R. R means radius. Clear? You denote this radius with using your small r. So this is your radius. So if I consider this C, so CP What is your CP? CP is your radius. Okay, and radius is always denoted by small r. So small r is equals to CP. Clear? Now what is this C? The C is the center of circle. C is the center of circle. Okay, so the distance from the center to any point P on the boundary of the circle is known as your radius, and this point from which you are having constant distance of any point P is known as your center of a circle. Next we are having chord of a circle. So what is your chord? I have drawn a circle over here. So a line segment joining any 2 points of a circle. Okay, here we are having one point, another point is here. So a line segment joining any 2 points of a circle is known as its chord. So here if I have drawn a line segment which is joining a point A and B, so here AB is a chord. Okay, similarly if you draw a line segment like this, so you can see that it is joining circle at 2 points, one in this one and another one at this one, and you consider it as E and F. So EF is your chord. So what is your chord? A line segment joining 2 points in a circle. Okay. Next we have diameter of a circle. Now what is your diameter? Here I have drawn a circle, and suppose I draw a chord like this which passes through the center. Okay, it is a chord I have drawn which passes through the center. Why it is a chord? Because it is touching the circle at 2 different points. Okay, so the diameter is the longest chord of the circle, or you can say the chord which passes through the center is known as your diameter of a circle. So if I draw a chord like this which passes through the center, okay, it is a chord, it is touching the circle at 2 points, one here, another one is here. Okay, and it is passing through the center, so this is the diameter of a circle. Now next we are having a relationship between the diameter of a circle and the radius of a circle. So if this is your center and this I consider as your radius r. Okay, it is at a constant distance from center to any point P. And if I draw it like this also, so this is also radius from point C to point Q. This is also radius. Okay, and you can see that QP is a diameter from here to here. It is your diameter. Okay, so you can write D is equals to 2R. Clear? Why? Because this is total D, and 1 plus 1, it will be 2R. So this is the relationship between the diameter of a circle and the radius. That twice of radius is equals to diameter. Clear? This relationship is very important. You can find the value of R from it, like R is equals to D by 2. Or if they have given you D, you can find R, and if they have given you R, you can find the diameter of a circle. Students, this is all for today. In our next video, we are going to start your chapter number 13. Okay, till then, take care.